What's wild is that he got a fresh ass cut, and I didn't. I take off my wings, and all of a sudden I don't got wings, bro. I have nothing. I got planes. I don't even have wings, bro. It's dry. It's terrain out here, bro. Stop it. This do-rag got me acting different. I swear.
What's clapping, everybody? Welcome to Anime Intervention, the podcast where we talk about the drug that is anime. I am your host, BMG, here with my co-host, Clean Bean, for episode 21.
What's good?
Legal age, boy. Legal age.
Wow. All right.
Let's get this show on the road. We got an interesting topic for today. There's no point in messing around with it. You just leave it there. Honestly, this happens every time. We just got to get used to it at this point. But topic for today. Why do some people dislike anime, but they'll love those anime adjacent different types of animation, like animes from the West? You can call them cartoons if you want to, or just simple shows that we tend to see like within comics, you know, like Marvel, DC, stuff like that. And this is a loaded question. And the reason why I'm bringing this topic up is because you actually brought this topic up last year when we had this conversation, just me and you sitting down. You came into the room, you were like, bro, this person over here talking about One Piece or any of the other animes, and they don't even watch it. You know what I mean? They're just basically bashing it for it being anime.
Yes.
And they're not really giving it the time of day, even though that same person has interest and adores things like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Avatar: The Last Airbender, you name a few, like Korra,
Young Justice.
Yeah, exactly. There's a few others as well. Thundercat, like the old show, Thundercats and everything like that. But there's people who will do that, and that's why I wanted to bring this conversation here for the podcast, because I think it's worth talking about. So loaded question, but I do think that before we even like dive into the justifiable reasons, maybe we should talk about what stupid reasons exist. I have a few in mind.
Okay.
So the first one that immediately comes to mind, right? It's a cartoon. It's for kids.
Yeah, I've heard that
Oh.
so many times. It's for kids, but we got little girl merging with dog. They fuse together. Yeah, that's for kids, right? Stop the nonsense. That's for kids. She got absolutely destroyed, and I felt literally heartbroken. Like that happened for Full Metal Alchemist, and I believe that was like probably within my first 20 or 30 or so animes I've watched. That scarred me. To this day, has still scarred me. And everyone is very sensitive about it.
Nah, I'm with you.
But there's also other ones that are very, sentimental and dark and real life, like hitters. Like we're talking like slice of lives that hit home. Your Lie in April.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to tell me that's for kids?
That's my heart right there. My heart's gone.
Your heart is gone, bro. That's for kids.
Bro, even the cameraman's heart's gone. He feeling it right now. Shit.
Everyone's not trying to deal with that type of anguish and like, heartbreak. So if we have like those ties with certain characters, not even just characters that are memorable, but like side characters too, or we see how bad they have it, or like even in society, like the certain themes of like slavery or like trade, like trading people, like
like actual slave trade, like dystopian type level. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Dystopian type level slave trade. We got corruption in world government and like police
and politics
systems and politics, right? We have back end deals. We have drugs and manipulation. Like that's in a lot of different animes.
You know what's crazy? That's also in real life. But yeah, that's
exactly.
A lot of.
That's also in real life. So it's like you have real
shit right now, but
like really, you have real.
But
you have real life aspects that are within anime, and they discuss it. So it's not like it's just for kids. There are some of them. It's like blood, murder, like just darkness, pure darkness, man.
That's actually one of the second points that I have here on the stupid reasons would be that anime do not cover, or they're not really serious. They don't have any storylines that are very I won't say to the point, but you know what I'm talking about. Like the ones
No.
who like covering really dark and deep topics that most anime don't cover. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't. There's certain things I can't say because the media gonna be honest.
Yeah, the
The
media
media
gonna
gonna
be
be honest,
honest.
and then the government gonna be honest. Everybody gonna be honest, and that's not happening today. All right, this is the
Yeah.
podcast for anime, and we're gonna keep it that way. All right, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
Certain things, yeah. But
FBI about to be up in here.
I'm
But
not getting arrested, I swear.
I'm not getting deported. Anyway, I'm a citizen. Let's continue. Let me,
Well, we going back to Jamaica.
we're going back to Jamaica is crazy. Listen, we were born here, but yeah, no, that's the stupid reason I have on this the second one, which is the no serious themes, the storylines that don't seem to hit home or what they think will not hit home, but they have no idea.
Yeah.
They're not educated. They don't understand. You know what I mean? Like it's it's funny because we were talking about anime adjacent stuff. Like I just recently watched Invincible. We had this conversation a little bit when I was talking about what's his name, Mark Grayson or something. He gets dogged, but regardless, the entire premise of the show is surrounding the invincibility of the main character, right? But in addition to that, the first episode, quotation invincibility, the first episode kind of treats it as if it's kind of like a regular superhero show. Like you see everything looks calm, like an X. You've seen X-Men, old X-Men.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that. Like old X-Men, everybody's kind of mobilizing, you got a group of people, or like old DC Justice League would show up, and which kind of is what it was based off of. But you see that, and then you get to the end of the episode, you're like, oh, no, this is something bigger than that.
Yeah.
And that's my point here. It's like expectations are set before you even reach that point. Those preconceived notions are there, and I think that's what's stopping people from entering the world of anime. And we're going to be talking about a lot of them here, but that's another one of those stupid reasons. You think it's not serious enough? You think because it's just a cartoon for kids, or superheroes fighting and banding together to save the world, and then you see Mark Grayson get his rocked by his dad.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that's a spoiler, but he gets clapped. So I'm like, in that situation, that's another example of you underestimating I guess, the theme and the power that could come with a show, and that's why we're here. That's why we're having this conversation. You have any other reasons before I got a few on here?
I have
Stupid ones.
oh stupid reasons.
Yeah.
I have some valid reasons, but I also have one reason that is kind of stupid is the animation style.
Yep, that's another one.
Yeah, because a lot of people they see it and they look at it, okay, well, this is all cutesy and the animation style is kind of cute and it's clearly for babies. Like I remember when Pokemon was being aired
Mhm.
and like the later years, and you look at the animation style, like of like Ash and basically everyone within there, like it was portrayed to be more of for kids, which is fine. But I've seen other animation styles have that, and it literally turns its head. Like it's like
Let's talk about Made in Abyss. That's a
prime
prime example
I will
of,
mention.
oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be a great adventure. We're going to go down to the deep depths in the trenches, and then yeah, you're just going to get your entire body dysmorphized, and it's just going to turn you into a monster, and you're just going to be like not human anymore. Come on now. Made in Abyss is cute. It starts off cutesy, and then you're like, wait a minute. This might be probably one of the most disturbing anime I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yes.
Which it is for me personally. I don't know if you agree with that, but that anime has disturbed me in more ways than one.
Yeah, for sure. It has definitely disturbed me in maybe 50,000,000 ways.
Yeah,
Like,
so many ways.
yeah, too many ways. But no, I think that's the issue right there. Is that there's a imbalance between when anime is serious and when it's not serious. Like people are trying to somehow find a mix, even though there are a lot of animes that have that mixture. But like when they look for a show that wants to be like very serious and out of pocket, they get received that they receive what they want,
Mhm.
but it's in abundance. And then if they want something that's a little comedic, they receive what they want.
You know what I think it is as
in
well?
abundance.
They don't think that it has those different, because shows have this too. This is, common sense. Shows have different genres, right?
Yeah.
You got Lioness, right? Which is some show that we just found out about recently, which is about I think the CIA and some other stuff that happens behind the scenes and all that stuff. And you have NCIS, and you have all these other shows and you have romance shows and The Good Place, and you got, there's shows all over the place that have different genres and different niches for different people, obviously. Anime is the same way. And I think people are on the other side of the fence, right? They're looking at anime. They're not seeing it for what it is. What they're seeing it as one single entity and not necessarily all these different sectors divided within the umbrella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because they think that every single trope about anime applies to every single one. And I don't think that's what we need to do.
You're right.
Why would you do that? But like, if I were to say that about Netflix TV series or like any shows like that, you'd be like, "No, what are you talking about? That's different from that." Or like, "No, it's not going within that way." So why is it that whenever we try to explain ourselves, it's always, "Well, nah, y'all weird for it," or nah, y'all gonna have like the same trope of a brother and sister shipping." Like, no, it's not every single time is it that type of anime. Like
that's one of the justifiable reasons that I'm going to get into, actually.
yes.
But that actually brings me to the other two stupid reasons I have on here, which is basically only nerds watch it, right?
Okay.
Because let's be real, we've been hearing that from the day one. I mean, to be honest, that's part of why we even discussed it in the first episode. I don't know if you remember. We were talking about when we first watched anime and if it was accepted and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
We talked about that, right? Pretty common.
Pretty common. Like,
pretty common notion.
Oh, you're a nerd if you watch. I'm like, what does that even mean, bro?
Take off my glasses, like, oh yeah, maybe it's because I'm wearing glasses. Maybe I'm just, you call me four eyes?
I don't know what that even translates to. Like,
I'm not sure, but if you really look at it these days, right, there are people who are, I guess, the opposite of what you call nerds who are into anime. So that reason gets completely debunked. Obviously, back then it was a little bit more, still a little more niche, but nowadays, no excuse.
yeah.
We got football players coming out.
Wait, literally, yeah,
Olympians coming out.
Olympians, everyone's doing it. Like, no,
nerds,
there should be no excuse for that.
No excuses. Yeah. And then the other one I got here is it's all about fighting, which is obviously not true. But that's along the lines of the other reason we're talking about, which is you just think that it's the entirety of the anime sphere is just shonen, basically, which is not true at all.
No, that's definitely not true. Like, you know how many romance animes there are out there?
So many. Honestly, I think it kind of, I'm not too sure if it overpopulates and if it actually is more than shonen. Could be, but I never really counted. So there's a lot of anime out there.
A lot. Okay. Do you want to go to like the unnecessary, the ones that are
justifiable? Yeah, because this is going to take take a little bit. I mean, actually, I want to ask you before we even jump into this. What do you think? What do you think makes anime from Japan and anime from the West, which would be us, Western anime, different? There's a bunch of things, but what do you think is like the main few that you could think of right now?
I feel like the main difference between our animation and theirs is that, well, it would be like the context and like, the cultural differences, obviously.
Definitely.
Like there's definitely, when it comes to how the world is structured, like school, business, just regular day activities, how they interact with people, what they do. Like it's going to be shown. It's going to be shown in the type of media that you want to display because it's coming from you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like there's variety there. There's variety in both the Western and the Eastern animations where they want to sometimes create a new world and stop using what's within their world.
Regardless, it's still inspired by what they are experiencing in the real world.
Exactly. Like we've seen multiple times where they reference their gods or any lore that's within there. When it comes to naming people or naming, certain things of significance. Like, okay,
that's
Naruto.
That's part of one of the reasons I have on there as well. But continue.
Oh yeah. Like
no, continue.
Tsukuyomi.
Mm-hmm. The moon.
The moon. the prime example. I know with us, we also sometimes use the I think sometimes we use like Greek mythology in certain animations, but it's
We tend to
not.
adopt it, but it's
Yeah,
yeah.
we tend to adopt it a little bit. I feel like it's a lot of adopting for us because we're exposed and we're like a mixture as in the West compared to from them. It's a lot of originality from their culture. Not saying we're not original,
No, yeah, we are.
but it's a lot of adopting.
That's correct. That's correct. It's good. Now, I think the biggest one for me would probably be animation style.
Mm.
Um, because I mean, there are anime that are, they're created in a style that is Japanese, but they're not actually made by, Japanese studios, right? There's a few that take that take. Like for example, let's look at I don't even know if I would call it Japanese. I feel like it's more Chinese based, but like Avatar. You know what I mean? I feel like it's more like correct me if I'm wrong, anybody who has any experience with Avatar's culture, but I believe it's like a mix of Chinese and like maybe even I'm trying to think of the different areas within Chinese culture. Like there's China, and then you got all the Asian countries that surround it. I feel like that's basically how Avatar was supposed to be portrayed. So in that way, you're pulling that sort of animation style from them and then putting it into American style because it was made in America.
Mm.
So I feel like that's one of the animes that does that. Um, that's not even Japanese anime. So with that, the animation, you could tell the animation style, even though it's adopting it, you could see the clear differences. And the only reason why people are seeing it for what it is because it's not within a language barrier, right? There's no sub and dub, which is another big
Yeah,
thing.
no sub and dub. So like a lot of people do not want to deal with reading subtitles to go and get context. Like it's like if I don't read the subtitles, then I won't know what's going on. And if I do read the subtitles, I'm not going to be able to pay attention to what's happening visually. Now, you can also eventually get used to the subtitles and you start to read it like it's nothing and be able to catch what's happening in the snippet. But I feel like having that variety or like the Western animations, like just being able to just play it out and have like a visual take as well,
Mhm.
it's a better process. It's smoother for them. So that's probably why they gravitate towards those Western animations.
That's what I was thinking as well. Because like, I mean, I'm gonna ask you this: you prefer sub or dub?
I mean, for me, I prefer sub only because of the fact that there's a lot of times that the dub does not have proper translations to what is actually being said. So there may be a certain phrase or saying that they want to interpret and
Hmm.
show to us as the audience, and we're mistaking it and misplacing it because of the fact that we can't translate it correctly.
And that's the problem I think as well that the sub even has. Now, obviously, the dub they're the ones that kind of deal with the most, right? But the sub, even those translations that we have an issue with, they're still not getting through with the sub translation. I mean, there's only so much that the translators can do with the sub and the descriptions. Um, this is actually a call out to when I was reading some of the manga. Like, let's say you're reading One Piece or any type of manga, right? And you're going down the pages, and they'll actually have like an asterisk for something that they might call out within English because they're trying to say, hey, this is the way it's depicted in the Japanese culture, but it doesn't sound like that in English. It sounds completely different. It sounds kind of stupid in English, but
Yeah,
that's not how it
exactly.
is. Well, the translation's not there, and then you're getting like mixed up. You're like, wait, so what is it then? So I feel like that context can be a justifiable turnoff for people who may not want to jump into the space because they're seeing something translate or not translated properly. So they think they're missing the context for the anime that they're watching.
Okay.
I think that's huge.
Yeah, that's definitely huge because, like, I mean, languages, there are a lot of languages that don't have a direct translation for like an English word or an English, subject. And it's kind of hard for a author to kind of portray this, especially even the opposite way when we don't even have it, maybe an English word for it, or there's no proper description for it. Like, darn, I'm trying to think of an example. But even some food, so some like local foods or dishes or like anything like that, we can't put an English term underneath it when it may be special. If that makes sense. Like I don't want to generalize something that needs to be its own individual, like needs to have its own individuality.
I mean, there's a way of like dividing that, not dividing it, but like making a connection, like a bridge. Like obviously takoyaki, you see what it is, and you know what it is. But from the perspective of us, people who don't have that context, we're gonna be like, what the hell is takoyaki, right? Then somebody would actually have to say, hey, listen, it's like octopus, and then they gotta explain like how it's cooked and all that other stuff. That type of context I'll give it a little bit pass for that context. That's a little bit different, obviously, with things that are more related to like, and you were saying this with the lore, with the gods, maybe not even the gods, but some of the events that have happened within Japanese culture actually get referenced in a lot of different animes that we're not even aware of. Like we could be here in the United States and we could make a joke about, I don't know, the Great Depression or something, right? Yeah. Not everybody's going to know about the Great Depression in Japan. I mean, they probably will, but you see what I'm saying? Like what we experience here in this country is not always going to resonate with somebody else from a different country. So I think that is also a big disconnect as well. But we're not used to seeing it happen as much. I don't know if you agree with me here, but I feel like a lot of animation studios in Japan, I feel like they're getting an understanding of, especially the authors as well, they're getting an understanding of their audience and the fact that it's not just people in Japan, it's people worldwide, and they're trying to be more collective, right? They're trying to be more open, and to be fair, they're introducing their own Western values into the anime itself as well. So it's like, okay, I see it. I see you.
Yeah, for sure. Because like even on Dandadan, like we saw when he opens up the what was it, the book he was reading about the aliens and extraterrestrials, like literally Trump was on there.
Yeah, I saw
I was like, oh, okay, all right, a little nod to America, I guess, in a way, but like
kind of funny actually too.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny, like seeing like a random political figure like in anime, but hey, it is what it is. Like you got to reference sometimes other people.
You know what I find hilarious?
What?
Like watching all these animes and be like, so they got McDonald's, but it's not actually McDonald's. So I'm trying to see all the different ways. I'm trying to see all the different ways that they say McDonald's. There was like some like, damn, I forgot what it was called. It was like, it wasn't McDoodles because that's just McDoodles. But there was like different ways of just having McDonald's, and it wasn't like no M. I think wasn't an M. It was like some weird way of doing the M logo. Yeah, and they would do it all the time too. And they would do it with
They do it with like a bunch of fast food chains. With even with Apple.
Yeah, no, because I remember I saw the first time I saw this was actually not in anime. It was in iCarly or something. Then they have like the pear or something.
Oh yeah, like, the pear.
We got a pair now. but yeah, it was after I saw that, and then I was watching anime. I was like, yo, is that supposed to be like a PlayStation? But it's not actually a PlayStation. It's because they don't have the rights for it, so they had to like call it like a box station or something, like something stupid. And I found it really cool how they would kind of like divide and kind of cross over that bridge. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I would call that specifically like the different brands changing to be like one of those justifiable cutoffs. But what I will say is it does make people feel a little bit weird when they're in the Western audience trying to watch something that came from Japan. It's one of those, weird feelings, which is another thing as well. Honorifics. So, calling out to when you're saying you're giving respect to the people that you're talking to, like Oni-chan, Yamete.
All right. Censor everything he just said. Censor everything he just said. Get him out of here. Born, deported, released. No. Sorry.
Do I need to leave?
I need you to just. Yes. Pin it on him. Get out. Get out. What are you doing? Get out. God damn. Oh my days. See, this is part of the reason. This is part of the reason.
You need to leave. Yo, is my mic still on? Is it good? Okay, as long as it's good. Listen, I'm not trying to get muted by you. Listen. But like real talk. Honorifics, all right?
Yes.
The respect that you know, it garners the social norms and society's sort of foundation and how it's structured is based off of those honorifics, and that's something that a lot of us in the U.S. definitely not in the U.S. don't understand. Just don't have any respect over here for some reason. But regardless, that is, I feel like, could also be a turnoff as well, because you know, you're watching it and you're trying to understand what a lot of these honorifics may mean, and you're not getting it. To be fair, we're interested in Japanese culture. That's why we're kind of okay with watching it in sub and seeing all this stuff happen there. And then, you know, obviously we'll be like, oh, okay, clearly this is Oka-san, or, you know, Oka-san with with the longer version is grandma, and you start to see that there's like an actual hierarchy of respect there. And it actually is important sometimes to the story as well. Like, it actually may be important because think about it. If you call somebody in Japan, right, like you're not giving them the respect that they deserve, you're not going to have that context until you see like the reaction of the person who received that behavior, right?
Yes. Like we see a lot of times that they refer to, I believe, even like students, don't they refer to each other like by their last name?
Well, to be fair, that is also another thing as well that people don't even understand, is that their family name is what they're supposed to be called by all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And when you're on like first name basis, that's usually like one of those things where you're so close to the person that you do have access to that first name basis. It's another big respect thing, but it's also like an even more intimate thing as well. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of why it's included in a lot of the romances and stuff like that. It's like, he called me my first name? Oh my God. Yeah. And then they start like freaking out. But that's just how it is over there. But some people, I mean, especially people starting out, they're gonna be like, bro, what does that even mean? Like, call me by your, bro, people call me by my first name every day. What is that supposed to mean?
Bro, I got like 10 nicknames.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro. So I think that's another big like turn off that people may have towards it. That's justifiable, what I will say. Another culture related item. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. And like I said, the unfamiliar references, but also the humor as well. Like, humor in another thing as well. I feel like Japanese humor is a little bit more exaggerated. Now, correct me, I could be wrong, but every single time I'm watching these shows, I'm like, yeah, the humor is definitely exaggerated. But it's to like the next level where I could see where some people may be like, okay, maybe it's a cartoon, because cartoons over here, especially the ones for kids, they do have that type of exaggerated humor, but their humor is also kind of stupid. You know what I mean? In cartoons, like, you're watching like Billy and Mandy, or you're watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, or you're watching Kids Next Door. Yeah. You're seeing all this stuff, and Ed and Eddie, you're like, damn, this is actually some stupid, funny humor. But that's not the same type of humor that you'd see in Japanese culture. You might see it here in a few cartoons here and there, but that type of humor, I feel like there's a disconnect. People might try to compare it, be like, okay, maybe this humor is related to this because the exaggerated expressions that you see here may be relatable to the exaggerated expressions that you see in a cartoon in America. You know what I mean? But it's really not the same. And you have to really analyze it, but you can't analyze it unless you actually watch it and have that context. But people don't. They kind of just comment on it and be like,
damn, why is it dragged out? Or why is, I don't know, whenever it's something like you're begging for something, or like it's supposed to be laughing at a guy that's doing some nonsense, or a girl that's doing some nonsense, and they extend like the name of the person they're calling out to that they're begging to, or like like other little subtle things like that, it can come off as weird to a couple of people when they've never experienced something like that. Like but I mean, to each their own, really. Like, I don't really see that as a deal breaker, but I can understand where someone can come from.
Yeah. It can be major.
I do have a couple though.
Oh, you do?
Are like,
I have a few as well, but I want you to talk. Go ahead.
Pretty decent. Like, too much fan service.
That is actually on my list as well. I call them anime turnoffs, basically, which is just the innuendos and the fan service that is just explicit, ecchi, that is up the ass, basically. And we've had this conversation on the show. Episode 5, if y'all want to go back and watch it. Episode 5 was a trip. We're not going to bring out the lotion, don't worry. But to talk about that, I think that there is definitely a disconnect there. I think that the Japanese culture, to an extent in animation, are serving an audience that they believe to be mostly male. And because of that, they're going to try and feed into their lustful nature.
Yes.
Now, there are female sides of things too as well, but majorly, it's the male.
Yes. That is 100% true. Like you have some OVAs, you have like just episodes, like beach episodes, you have
Hot Spring.
hot springs, you got essentially a lot of just probing and like just going beating around the bush within a couple of things and like teasing. There's also harems, like you know how many times I gotta deal with a damn MC harem and he just I don't know grieves in one direction. It's like, oh my gosh, I think I love him. Have my kids. No, no, you will be a baby mama.
Yo,
I don't want to hear that.
no, no.
Come on, man.
Those harem, listen, actually, so something that I should tell you. This is not a confession at all, guys. Right? This is not a confession. This is
I'm
not.
about to say.
But whenever, especially in college, I would look at the. Why are you looking at me like that, Karen? Man? Why are you looking at me like that? So in college, I would look at every single season that would come out, right? And I would try to see how many ecchi animes would come out. So I was actually trying to count the numbers. Numbers are actually kind of high. It was like at least I want to say 3 or 4 that came out per season. And I was like, okay, a few of them I did watch. And I'm not gonna lie to you, there are a few of them that are actually pretty good. But there was one actually. Wait. Do you remember this one? World's End. It's called World's End Harem.
No, that one I remember that one. Yeah,
So
that was actually a decent concept.
that's the thing.
It's just that it was just implemented so badly.
That's the thing. And I like anime that take these concepts that are interesting and try to run with them. And the premise of the World End Harem, if you guys don't know, is basically like the world was ending in terms of all the men were dying from a disease. And there was nothing but women left on the planet. And except for these few men that managed to survive the disease, I believe they either had them like locked up or they had them like in some kind of container because it was an airborne disease. So as long as they were like within the capsule, they wouldn't get sick. But then the one person that they let out ends up being immune because I think they gave him like the antidote or something. So he was like the only man on Earth with all these women. And the job was for him to basically like find a female and other females and basically like impregnate them and stuff like that. But it became more complex than that. Like there was politics behind it. There was world building behind it. And it sounded like a cool concept, at least to me. Did it execute as well as it did as supposed to? I don't think so. But if a second season does come out, I will happily watch it. You know what's crazy though? It's okay. It's not because of that. It's not because it's a harem. That's not what I'm talking about. But the funny part is they actually postponed they postponed that anime because they postponed it, they like paused it and then they went back to it because it literally came out right as the pandemic was happening.
Yeah.
So that's why it was like one of those shows where it was like, oh, this is taboo because pandemic just came out, and this is a disease that killed everybody. That's crazy. So, but yeah, if y'all ever interested in anime then you're okay with like crazy fan service where you're actually going to see some stuff that you probably shouldn't be seeing, at least not at that time of day. Yeah, go watch it. Give it a shot. Let me know if you're interested in the premise because I do think the premise is interesting. Are you blessing? There's no point in blessing this room.
I'm trying my best.
This room is not blessed.
I'm trying my best. It definitely ain't.
Definitely not blessed. Let me tell you, especially what'll be happening out here when we're gone.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But producer looking at us all crazy.
I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do.
All that
the cameras are off, but I ain't there.
Over here spreading those booty cheeks out here, and for what reason? You're right. I shouldn't be talking in the podcast, but yeah, no.
I'll turn these cameras off right there.
No, no, we gotta keep it on, But what do you? Okay, now that we're looking at this, right? Oh, and one more thing, high-pitched female voices. Damn, you calling me ashy? Pass me the lotion. What do you think about high pitch? Oh, you actually got the lotion for this episode?
Yeah,
Yo, pass me that shit.
Oh wait, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's the right way. Oh, yo!
Bro, I swear, I even be the A for that area.
You had one job.
Ain't no way.
Bro, my accuracy's off, man. It's like 40%. Like, what do you expect, man?
Ain't no way.
Damn.
You squirted the
Wait,
lotion on my
oh!
crotch.
Sorry. We clean up on aisle 4.
There's nothing precise about you.
Nothing
There is
precise at
nothing
all. I can't even
precise.
shoot at my hand.
That's the
We
problem.
literally were.
I know. We getting
We were just talking about Harem.
we getting off. Damn, we getting
All
off
of a
top.
sudden, we got splash damage.
We're
Like,
not
that would make sense.
splash damage is crazy.
Come on.
It's an AOE. Yo, pass me back the lotion.
Damn.
Yo,
It's cold out here.
that is
We
crazy.
We gotta stay lotioned up.
That's crazy. Moisturize.
I'm right.
Yo. Okay, that's cool. All right. So what I was gonna say was, I feel like another thing is voices.
Okay, yeah.
High pitched voices, especially coming from the woman, the ones who are acting, they're the ones who are kind of just doing. Well, to be fair, a lot of animes they too tend to take they'll take one of the same actors or actresses, and they'll use them for like a couple characters. So it won't sound the same, but they'll have to change the pitches of their voice to make it to be a different person.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there are many situations where I'm watching an anime, and all it takes is like one female voice to start blurting out, and I'm like, yo, I have to turn this down.
Yeah.
Yo, turn this down before my mom walked by the fucking door.
She's like,
She just like, damn,
what you watching?
what you watching in there? Like, all she was doing was basically saying that she got hurt, and she was just like, yelling out or something.
Yeah.
Like that. Like it's a shonen anime, and she just got her ass beat, and she's screaming out in pain. But nah, doesn't sound like it's pain on the audio.
It doesn't sound like the right pain. That's
Exactly. That's what
it did not sound like
what
the
I'm
right
saying.
pain. Like how did you end up tripping and falling, and all of a sudden it's like XXX? What's going on? XX triple X triple down square. What
Yo, X circle X X double F square right took it down square. I got the whole combo on lock. You think I don't got the combo, bro? Yo,
that's an insane combo.
watch Shark Tale.
Watch Shark Tale.
Watch Shark Tale. I got the whole combo memorized since 10 years ago. But yeah, I got that shit. But that's my biggest issue. Like, and that's my issue with anime today. And I'm hoping that eventually, some of them actually do kind of revisit it. Now, to be fair, I'm okay with it to an extent, but you could tell there are some times where it's like exaggerated to a degree where I'm like, yo, are we still watching anime?
Dial it back.
Dial it back. So I think that might be I'm gonna say it's not one of the main ones, but it's definitely one of the underlying factors that contributes to the ecchi category that may turn people off from watching the anime.
Oh no, I got a big one for you.
Okay.
I got a big one for
What you got?
So, you know how a lot of times when they basically have anime characters that look young, but they end up being like 80 something, or maybe like 34 years old with 4 kids.
Or you have the opposite.
Or you have the complete freaking opposite, where they look like they're, oh, wait a minute, you look like you about 21 or so. Nah, I'm 14.
12. Not even
12.
14. 12.
I'm 12, and I don't know.
I was watching one of the recent what's that called? That Spirit Sword Isekai one. Remember that Isekai? That one that's out this season? I was watching it. This one JoJo's. this one girl that came in through the portal, got summoned basically. She looks like she could be at least 16, 17. Nah, she's like 10.
Yeah, no. No, we gotta stop.
To be fair, that could be animation quality as well. But here's the problem with that. They'll be 10, but they'll seemingly have the maturity level of somebody who's much older, which is weird. Jotaro was 17 in part 3 with his big body ass.
Yeah. Like you have like big brolic ass freaking teenagers that
buff.
are actually,
His cheekbones were chiseled. He had the hat on, right? He had the cap, right? Yeah. And he looked like he was about to go to war.
yeah, looked like he's old enough to get drafted.
But more than that, bro, more than that, bro was brolic. But yeah,
and then you have the opposite for like
crazy how. Oh, continue.
Oh no. What were you saying?
No, I was gonna say crazy how Dragon Ball got it better locked than JoJo does.
Honestly, yeah.
Besides Mai being, she turns tiny.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna count that. But like, come on now.
Yeah.
Goku like actually looked his age up until a certain point. Like you're like, all right, he's gonna grow it all. And then I forgot how old he was at the second tournament. Do you know?
18.
18 at the second tournament. When he's 18 at the second tournament, he's all grown up and everything. Now he wants to grow. He did grow a little bit, but you see what I'm saying? Like, at least they have like a better gauge of like who's old and who's not. Bulma still looked, I think she was 16 at the time, right? In the beginning, she was 16 at the time, but like I felt like it was okay. Like the imagery for Bulma was perfectly fine for a 16-year-old girl. Like you could tell, okay, yeah, fine, I'll give her 16. Okay. I mean, Master Roshi was still a deviant, but he was still a deviant. But regardless, like, you know, Bulma was still 16, and she looked 16.
Yeah. I just feel like that issue is definitely a big one for a lot of people trying to get into anime. Like, if you're trying to get into it, and all of a sudden you have a female that looks like they're 20 something, but it's like, oh no, we're 12. But then you're also sexualizing in a way that character. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, let's turn this off. But close the laptop. We gonna close
the laptop.
Get out of here. Like, you gotta, I don't know, find some more consistency with that. Like, I understand. Like, even there's like some
That's how I felt with
what?
High School DxD. I'm like, Asya, what the hell? Are you not a child? No, not even just Asya. Crap. What's that girl's name? White hair. Crap. I know her name.
White
too.
short hair.
Yeah, white short hair. Damn, I can't remember it. I can't remember it. But if y'all, it starts with a K, right? Kaneko, I think. Kimiko. I don't know exactly what the spelling is, but she got white hair. You got it from your producer?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, they.
Koneko.
Okay.
Yo, when I tell you, this girl literally looks like she's no older than 9. Than 9.
Yeah, no.
And the amount of scenes that have her in there where she's just butt ass naked. I'm like, dude, is she 9 or is she actually 30?
I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. You walk into that, like you walked right in.
Yeah, I did. I did.
You went to the deep.
I made the sandwich.
You made the sandwich. Made the sandwich. Like, I'm sorry.
I knew what I was getting myself into.
You should have known.
Still, like, just the fact that I was even subjected to that was crazy to me. And it just progressively gets worse every single season. The good thing is that the show is actually good, so I'll give it a pass. But like, wow. So I can see that as being like, one of those turnoffs too as well, for why people wouldn't get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Big ones there.
Big ones. I don't actually. Let me see if I have any more.
It's okay if you don't. I mean, pretty much covered all the ones that I got.
Yeah, I think
I'm not too sure what the biggest reason would be, but I do have an off-topic thing I wanted to say here that's kind of not related to why people wouldn't get into anime, but the people who are afraid of starting because they are afraid of starting the big 3. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna have to go on a rant here. Okay.
Pop off.
How do you binge watch Supernatural on Netflix, Grey's Anatomy, you go to HBO, you watch Game of Thrones, the entirety of Game of Thrones, then you watch Vikings, then you watch the sequel series for Vikings, the prequel series for Vikings, if there is one, which got like 6 seasons,
Bridgerton,
and then you got there's more. How do you binge watch all of these shows, right? And then you pull up to One Piece and you're like, damn, this is too much for me.
I'm like, first of all, I know you rewatch those shows like at least 3 times.
At least 3 times a year.
3 times.
You do it seasonally. You go back and you watch Bridgerton seasonally. Don't lie to me. Don't lie. You watch Bridgerton seasonally.
It's Christmas break. It's time to get down.
Yeah, Christmas break. You be on those Hallmark movies, bro. Don't give me the excuse that you can't go and watch One Piece, Naruto, Bleach. You can't even watch one of the short ones, bro.
You can't watch Full Metal Alchemist, but you're gonna be over there like, hey yo, let me go binge watch Grey's Anatomy again. Let me go ship a bunch of couples again. No, stop that nonsense.
Love Island. Come over to the side, bro.
Love Island.
Come over to the side, bro. Come over to the anime
Love Island's
side.
good. I'll give it its respect. It's decent. It's okay. But like,
Watch some romance anime, bro.
are we smoking?
Watch some.
What are we smoking? Stay off the weed. My God. Weird.
Yo.
Stupid.
I'm sorry. I had to get that on my chest.
No. I respect that.
I had to get that off my
respect
chest. I'm just like, dude, what? Stop it with the excuses. Just come over to our side. Like,
Yeah, like you just
could
have
be
to
on both
watch, like,
sides,
I don't
bro.
know, 39 episodes a day. Like, come on now. Just quit your job. Quit your job, bro.
They literally quit your job. They literally be sitting at home not even sitting. They're laying in bed, all cozy and shit, and they'll watch. They'll just bed rot and watch for hours.
Bring your ice cream with you in the bowl.
Hours, bro.
Refill that shit up.
Why can't
Get
you
you some
just
hot chocolate.
I understand. You binge watch the show like 7 times in a row. Now it's time to binge watch something else. I got something for you. You come over to our side. We'll give you exactly what you need.
Why were you so mad that you were like sweating?
Was I sweating?
No, you
I'm
were out here.
sorry. You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is for me to sweat? The fact that I even had to sweat to give this talk, bro, is crazy. I did all that skating last week, and I didn't even drip sweat. And I'm sweating here.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
It's that stress, I swear.
How much time we got? Okay, all right. You know what? Let's move on to the game. Let's move on to the game. I ain't got nothing else to talk about. Right
Yeah, I'm good with that.
No, I cooked. We're good.
Unless you want to shout out a couple of like good, animations that aren't classified as anime.
There's definitely a few. I know we named a few. And then we got we did name Thundercats. Any other call outs that we want to say for any animations that people could watch that aren't really anime related? Obviously Afro Samurai, even though that's it's an anime, but the fact that it is made, I believe it was made here.
Scissor 7?
Oh, the Boondocks is another one. Oh, Boondocks is really good.
Scissor 7?
Oh, Scissor. Okay, that's a good one.
I mean,
Cyberpunk Edge Runners, even though that's not really yeah, I'll say it because to be fair, it was made by I believe it was made by a Japanese studio. Because remember, I watched it subbed.
Yeah,
I watched it subbed. So I believe it was made by them. But the fact that you have that access on Netflix, it's like easy access right there. I like Arcane. I don't even play League, but I like Arcane. I really think that the story is well developed. They have world buildings on point over there. And obviously those who play League, I'm sure you're literally popping your pants for this show. Second season's supposed to be coming out, I think is it December or January? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm probably gonna watch it.
Didn't JoJo say Star Wars?
Oh yeah. So personally for me, I'm a big Star Wars fan as well, but there's obviously some shows that I'm like not okay with. I love Andor. Andor's a good show. But Star Wars, I enjoyed Rebels, even though it gave me the Terminator, Tomb Raider, and
Tomb Raider.
Oh, and Devil May Cry. We gotta include Devil May Cry. But speaking on Star Wars, right? We got some of the animations for it. We've got the Clone Wars. You gotta love the Clone Wars. If you don't love the Clone Wars, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Now, to be fair, there are some like scenes in the Clone Wars where it's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm talking about the ones that I kind of drag on. Like it seems like they're doing a lot of filler episodes, but that's just kind of how the Clone Wars was. It was kind of built for being a cartoon that you just pass out to kids. But it wasn't just for kids. Let me tell you, Clone Wars gets crazy. If you don't watch Clone Wars, you think it's for kids. Trust me, shit gets crazy later on. Not only that, but the Bad Batch. Bad Batch is actually a pretty good show too. I enjoy that one. That's about the clones that were basically kind of like rejects almost because they didn't have like one has like mutations where he's like super smart. Other one has a mutation where he's like really big and buff. Other dude, I forgot what his mutation was. Oh, he had really good eyesight, so he's like a really good sniper. I thought that show was pretty good. You also have Star Wars Visions.
Yeah. That's
the one that JoJo was talking about. The reason why I like that one as well is because it's not even like inherently related to Star Wars. It's related to Star Wars, but it's not in the same vein as where you're watching the episodes in a line where it's like all connected. Each episode is like its own like rendition of Star Wars in a way, but with different anime styles and different storylines put together. Really cool. There's one of the episodes I believe is actually based within like a Japanese setting where like the person has like a a lightsaber that's almost akin to a katana. And you're like, what? Yeah, it's Visions. So I was like, yo, that's crazy. But so I really like Visions. I know Visions has a first season and a second season. And besides those two, I can't really think of anything else Star Wars related animation wise that wouldn't be considered childish for you to at least enjoy. Can't really think of anything else. And then we got the Clone Wars and all that and Bad Batch. Trying to think. Anything else?
I mean, besides like Teen Titans, maybe.
Yeah,
Or,
but
like
OG Teen Titans.
OG Teen Titans.
OG Teen Titans.
OG Teen.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of and people really don't give them enough credit. I know there's people who do. I mean, you know, RDC gave them the credit. A lot of different creators gave them the credit, but like a lot of the shows, like including Teen Titans, but also there's Code Lyoko too. Is that American Dragon? Yo, I forgot about American Dragon. That's crazy. But Code Lyoko is another good one. I think we mentioned Code Lyoko, was it last episode or something like that? But Code Lyoko is a good one. But there's a lot of animations that were basically on Cartoon Network and on Funimation and on even Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And I would argue that they really aren't or weren't for kids. Danny Phantom. I mean, Johnny Test, I guess, is kind of kiddie, but to be fair,
Danny Phantom and Johnny Test, I do consider.
I feel like Danny Phantom is debatable.
Debatable?
It's debatable. Yeah. Okay. Danny Phantom's debatable. But yeah, there's just a lot of them. But if you enjoyed those, right? If you enjoyed a lot of those shows that kind of get serious, if you enjoyed watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's no reason why you wouldn't enjoy watching a lot of the anime that's on our side. You know what I mean? There's just too many. There's too many, and they each have their own genres, and they each have different topics that they touch upon that are so serious. If you need something that is action paced, related to Vikings, I got you. I give you Vinland Saga. If you love watching battles, really epic battles between armies, I got you with Kingdom. Like, there's just so much, you know?
Yeah.
So if you need any recommendations, put in the comment section that, yo, what do you want me to watch? I'm interested in this, this, and this. Yo, I'll hit you up. Like, I got the list. You got the list. We'll just put you on. We got you. Everybody in here it's crazy because, we are a community, yes, but even more than that, the Anime Intervention crew, we've all seen different things. There's things that JoJo and Dynasty have watched that I still haven't seen yet. There's things that the producer has seen and my other homie has seen that we just haven't seen yet. They also Invincible. I didn't even know Invincible existed until like what, 2 weeks ago? I watched it. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So, you just gotta have an open mind. Open mind.
Yeah. Do you want to get today's game?
Yeah, let's get the game out the way.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
All right, so we are doing MC Crackdown for today. We're bringing it back to another OD because we were doing the trivia for what, 3 times?
Yep.
MC Crackdown. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I'll go first. Let's get this. So, this main character goes to a co-ed high school that used to be originally an all-boys school. She is the student council president, and her background, or like her traits, is that she, is very strong-willed, very determined, but also she dislikes boys because of the fact that her father abandoned her mother, and her sister, and that, I guess, fueled her dislike of men, except for men that are gentleman-like. But also, to work off a debt that her father left them, she works as a part-time maid. Who was this MC?
This is crap. What's her name? Is it Rika?
No.
It's not? Crap.
Misaki Aizawa. Maid Summer.
Oh, it's Maid Sama. Oh no.
Indeed.
Damn.
I mean, to
That
be honest with you,
that was kind of a toss up, but like that was
yeah,
good. That was still good though. That was a good catch.
yeah. Sometimes I'd be forgetting her name too. So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't blame you. All right. Ready for this next one?
Yep.
Or I guess my first one. Listen very closely to the clues now. This main character wears a black school uniform, glasses, and carries around an interesting magazine. He now has curly hair, and he is very timid, but there are times where he is the complete opposite. And lastly, he was possessed.
So this is Ken. Sorry, Ken or Akuran,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. It is Ken.
Yeah.
Ken Takakura.
Thank Kakura. I
That's the
forgot his
one
last
from
name.
the Don the Don. Yo. Good win, good win.
Thank you.
Next.
All right. So this character is into music, has short blue hair, can be a little defensive and strong-willed, sings. I think she also plays the guitar, and eventually starts a band with her friends. And typically, one male friend, she ends up being fond of and get together with.
Short blue hair.
Short blue hair.
Fuka?
Yes.
Okay.
That is Fuka.
We're cooking.
Which
Cooking. I almost thought Bochi for a second, but I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
blue hair.
Band blue hair. Yeah. Crazy.
All right. You ready?
Me.
Got another one for you. This main character lived in terrible conditions with his best friend. Okay. He had to sell his organs to survive and barely made it by. He has an undying crush on a pretty woman, and she's in a shirt and tie. And trees do not like this guy. Trees actually hate this man. Trees despise this man.
Is this Denji?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay. This makes sense because I was like so confused.
Win-win.
I was like, what the hell's going on?
Win-win-win-win.
All right.
All right, hit me with your next one.
All right. So this main character. Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. I think I accidentally. Yeah, I used the same one.
Oh, you did?
Damn, I used. Shoot.
Wait, as me?
Ken
Oh, Ken?
Tucker. Yeah, I used
Damn,
the
you're
same
just
one.
gonna have to cut that one out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that one out. Damn, I literally had a good definition for it, bro. What did you do?
I'm sorry.
All right. Damn, I'm gonna have to think of something on the spot right here.
Just move on to the next one, and you can have time when I'm thinking of another one.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So this main character used to be a human attending a regular high school.
Used to be.
Yes. She wore regular school outfit with the white top, light blue tie, I think bow tie, and skirt. But now she turns into a beastman. This is a world where there were beastmen and humans. And the beastmen lived in a different city. The humans were on a different city. She ended up turning from a human to a beastman. And as a beastman, she wore a orange jacket with a white shirt.
Crap, what's her name?
Blue shorts. And she portrayed a tanuki.
It's BNA, but what's her name?
Yeah, it's BNA.
Damn, why am I forgetting her name? I love that ending song too. Oh my god. Damn, I can't remember her name. I'm gonna have to take an L for this one.
Michiru
Michiru.
Kagemori.
Michiru. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a tough one too.
I know. Really tough one, man.
Because I had the anime. Like BNA. I love BNA. BNA is a good show.
Good show, good music.
Good music and everything. All right, let me hit you with this one, right? So, this main character is a pretty good artist. Spends a lot of time in his art club after school. He's super uneasy, especially around this girl he likes, right? He has brown hair, glasses, wears orange vest under his blazer, and he is frequently tortured.
Bro, what?
Bro, what? Yeah, frequently tortured. I think he likes it too. I think he likes it.
Masochist. No, it's not coming to me.
So, it is Naoto Haochiji. Yeah, I think that's how you say his name. But also known as Paizen.
Wow.
The one who calls him Paizen is none other than Nagatoro.
Yeah.
Tough
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
It's all good though, because honestly, if you were to ask me that, I probably wouldn't know his name. I'd probably remember Paizen, but probably not, his actual name. Because she does nothing but call him Paizen. That's all she calls him.
Yeah, that is true.
Paizen, like, dude.
That is the only thing he does. All right, so I think I'm gonna come up with another one. I have, I was writing it, and as I was writing it, it was the one that I deleted because remember we were supposed to come up with 4,
yeah,
and I came up with 5 on accident. So I'm gonna go with this one.
Okay.
All right, so this guy is the main protagonist for, I guess, well, the first season technically of it. I don't really consider him to be the main protagonist. I'm being honest with you. I consider him to be a co-protagonist, and because of the fact that he doesn't go into the further seasons, the other person that he brings up, I consider to be the protagonist. However,
Okay.
this guy is part of a task force that tries to take down criminals. He is an enforcer. He has spiky black hair and even though he has criminal tendencies, and you end up having the system go against him, that system that reads someone's, intent to kill.
What's the name?
Yeah.
What's the name?
You saw him retaliate a little bit and then, go rogue a little bit to go after the main villain. And then I think things turned upon him on his squad as well. One of the main cast dies.
What's the name? I'm asking the producer. She's not gonna give me the fucking answer. What's the name?
I know.
I'm gonna take an L for this one because I can't get the name either.
Shinya Kogami. Shinya Kogami.
All right. Well, I got one question left. This main character is a pretty young woman, all right, who transferred into a private academy. She has dark hair and brown eyes, and she finds pleasure in taking risks. She enjoys attention and loves deciphering tricks. She's also a masochist. Who is it?
I know where this is from. Is this from that one anime where you have the short, great hair person that tries to put her sweet nectar into the cookies?
No. It's not that one.
All right, never mind.
It's not that one.
I just went completely south. Completely south.
No.
Bro, I swear.
No, you good.
Like,
You good.
I said a word for word from
No,
what
you good.
they
You
said.
good.
They ain't come from me.
You good. You good. No, you good. You good.
They ain't derived from
You
me.
good. It's not that one. It's not that one. You good.
Okay. I had no idea.
All right. So she's a masochist, and she also is addicted to gambling.
Wait, and addicted to gambling?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
Jabami Yumeko. Jabami Yumeko. The gambler. The card swindler. Don't listen. Hey. Listen, I got a lot wrong too, okay? We did a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Oh, you want to catch?
No, don't pass it to the producer. Put that back on. But yeah, listen. Magnificent episode. We had some pretty good talks today. I'm glad that we, had the discussion about why people won't come to the anime side. Hopefully they will one day. I don't know. We'll find out. But we are seeing increases in viewership in anime. And I think that's because it's becoming a little bit more mainstream. And I'm loving that. So I'm glad to see the community growing. Agree?
I agree.
All right. We'll talk more about, next episode about what we've been watching lately and, season and all that. But for now, this has been Anime Intervention, the podcast where we talk about anime. And we're out. Like and subscribe. Catch you in the next episode.